Hi everyone, I'm Lana, an employability worker for Derbyshire Education Business Partnership, and today is the fifth session in our Head Start programme. If you haven't already worked your way through session 1 all the way to this one, please do take your time to do that. I think this session will make a lot more sense if you start from the beginning and do session 1, 2, 3 and 4 first. Today we're focusing on planning for your future. Let's look in a bit more depth of what we're going to do. So we're going to recap what you've accomplished over the past 5 sessions. It says there 6 weeks, but if you've been watching these videos, it is over 5 video recording sessions. We're also going to consider your own personal strength and areas for improvement, as well as creating some personal goals. If you have attended all 5 sessions that we've already ran for you, then you will have already done all of these things, and it'll make what we're doing today a lot easier than if you hadn't, and that's what it's leading up to, creating your own action plan. Okay, so before we start into the presentation, I'm asking you once again to complete a questionnaire for us. It is only 2 minutes and it's very much like the one you first filled in, except we just want to see if there is a change from there to now after these 5 sessions. So I'll just do a quick screen share so I can quickly just give you a run over of what we want from you. Okay, so hopefully you can all see this, and it is part B to the part A you did at the beginning. And again, we just ask you to put your email in, your name, and rate yourself with the 5 following statements from 1, strongly disagree, to 4, strongly agree. So I'll do an example like I did last time, as always, to help you out. Let's go with this time. I'm aware of post-16 opportunities available to me when I leave school. If you feel that you still don't know what post-16 means, you don't know what's available to you after year 11, then you'd be putting a 1 or a 2. However, in contrast, if you feel that you do now know your options and you think, yeah, I've thought about what might be suitable for me to do after year 11, or a backup option even, then you would be putting a 3 or a 4. Okay, so as simple as that. Please make sure you've got each one filled in before you press submit. It shouldn't let you move on unless you do. And that's that. So please take a moment to pause the video and go to the link on this slide I'm about to show you again. Yeah, so pause the video, use the link there that you can type into your browser, or you can scan the QR code on the right with your phone camera. All right, so hopefully you're back with me now after doing that questionnaire. Like I said, it's very easy and it is important to the programme, so take a moment to do it for us. Right, let's quickly recap what you've done over the past 5 sessions. In session 1, it was an introduction to this programme, getting your head wrapped around what we want you to do, and it was about evaluating your lockdown experience. So just a reminder, evaluating is thinking about what went well, what didn't go so well, and thinking about how to make the most of any similar opportunities in the future. In week, stop saying week because it's sessions. In session 2, you looked at staying focused and you hopefully completed the design challenge, which will have given you a chance to reflect on successes and areas for improvement within your own performance when doing that challenge. Session 3 was about skills, so looking at what skills are, how to recognise your own skills, and then linking this skill set to jobs and thinking about a job that might suit you in the future. Session 4, this was about post-16, so exploring college, apprenticeships, traineeships and sixth form, because these are the most common routes, and thinking about which one of those might be suitable for you and doing a bit of research on that. So then that's it. We are now on week 5, session 5. I'm going to kick myself every time I say week. Right, so time to test your knowledge with a little quick quiz. So it would have been a Kahoot, but unfortunately I can't present this live to you, so it'll be screenshots of a Kahoot instead. Okay, so if you need a minute to pause, go get yourself some paper and pen, go for it. And also pause after I'm asking you the questions and going over the options, because I will be revealing the answers straight away after I've asked each question. All right, so let's go with the first one. What does it mean to reflect back? So we have looking at yourself in the mirror, like the gent in the pic there. We have it means to remember and acknowledge something that has already happened, to shine bright like a diamond, being happy all the time. All right, so I'm now going to reveal the answer. So pause if you need to. So of course, hopefully you know it means to remember and acknowledge something that's already happened. And reflection is a really useful skill to have if you're looking at self-development and setting goals for yourself. Okay, so goal setting means to score a goal in sport, thinking about what you want to do in the future, creating a plan to achieve future aims, or talking about your dreams and wishes. Okay, now I'm going to reveal. It is creating a plan to achieve future aims. Sorry about that spelling mistake there. That's annoying me. But yeah, so the difference between goal setting in terms of thinking about what you want to do in the future is that you aren't actually planning on how you're going to do it, you're just thinking about it. So if you're going to goal set efficiently and effectively, you really do want to create yourself a plan and make a note of it so you can actually remember it and go back to it. Otherwise, if we don't make plans, we tend to just forget, and this is why we might not move on or make progress with something. Right, yeah, next one. It's important to be organised and plan ahead because A, it'll help me apply to post 16 on time, so before deadlines. Next, we have I'll have time to prioritise my revision in year 11. Next, it will make me superior to everyone else. Or lastly, it'll help me have better communication skills. All right, so the answer is it'll help apply to post 16 on time because you've been organised enough to know the deadlines, and it'll give you time to do other things that you need to prioritise. Okay, so 2 right answers for that one. Wasn't a trick question, just want to make sure we're looking at both the right answers. Okay, which of these are digital skills? We have problem solving, knowing how to act safely online, communicating through phone call, email, or video chat, and shopping online and using internet banking. So which one of those is a digital skill? All right, going to a real. So that one's correct, that one's correct, so is that one, and so is that one. So these are all digital skills. I suppose this was a bit of a trick question, but if you put any of them, you'd be right, so don't worry. Okay, nextly, why are skills important? So skills help you complete tasks and achieve goals. They make us employable. Skills help me to look cool when I play football. Having skills is rare and hard to come by, or having skills means you can multitask. So which one is it? Let's go and see. So skills make you employable. I hope you picked that up from all of these sessions. And there isn't any more. I was just checking. Put any more as correct. Okay, next one. When talking about skills, you should always list as many as possible. Give an example of when you have used that skill. Lie and say you can do things that you really can't. Or only mention 2 skills so you don't come off as bragging. Okay, so the correct answers or answer is giving an example. So you should always give an example when you talk about a skill or write about a skill in a CV or an interview, because it gives evidence to the person reading or listening to you that you actually have that skill. Because otherwise you could be doing some of the other options, like saying you could be lying and saying that you have skills that you don't. How do they know you're not lying without evidence? You could list as many skills as possible, which does come off as bragging. And I'm going to mention this because I think it's important for young people to know. If you mention more than 2 skills, it doesn't come off as bragging. On the other end, you shouldn't write a list of like 20 skills on a CV or in a job application. But talking about skills with examples, you'll find it will be visible on an application when you've written too much. That might be an indicator of bragging, but more than 2, please. At least 3 or 5, I think, always makes you look like you have a good range, as well as looking at what they want from you on the job application, that's always a good indicator of how many skills to write about. Okay, how will I know if I'm well suited for a career? So you can research skills, qualifications and responsibilities of that role. Do work experience? I will just know in my heart, or my parent or carer says I should do that job. The correct answers are this time, so researching a job is really important. It will really give you it's a key indicator of the skills and qualifications you need, as well as what's going to be expected of you in that role. And work experience also really helps to clarify in your own head whether you will enjoy a job or not. I've known many young people think they wanted to do something, go and do some work experience, and then find out it's not for them. But that doesn't mean it's a waste of time doing that work experience. It's actually an opportunity to see whether you enjoy something or not. Okay, so at sixth form, you can you complete A levels? Can you complete a higher level qualification, a level 3, or focus purely on work experience, or have time off if you find the work hard? Okay, so the correct answer for this one is completing a higher level qualification and completing A levels. All right, that's something that is a difference between sixth form and a college. At college, there is a lot more variety of level of qualification you can do. So anyone at any level really could complete a qualification at college, whereas at sixth form it's a higher level, so you want to be achieving at least 4s and 5 grades at GCSE. So just bear that in mind when it comes to choosing. Hopefully all this is ringing a bell, because I'll just say all of these questions is everything we've covered over the last 5 sessions. I'm not asking you anything new. Okay, so nearing the end now. An apprenticeship is it a full-time job, shadowing a professional in their specific field? It's when you gain a qualification while being paid to work full-time, or is it a work placement? Okay, going to reveal. It's the yellow one. So don't get me wrong, an apprenticeship is a full-time job and it's a work placement kind of, but the correct answer in this instance is that you are gaining a qualification while in full-time work, and you will have a day out of full-time work to do that qualification. So all of these technically could be correct, but really what makes it an apprenticeship is the qualification and being paid to work in that field at the same time. Okay, where can I find information about post-16 options? Library at school, searching the internet, teachers at school, or from a careers advisor or employability worker like moi. Okay, big circle because all of these are correct, and I think that's really good to bear in mind. Don't ever feel like you are stuck for options on where to go to get information about post-16, because you will have resources at school, on the internet, and please just don't ever feel like you are stuck and not knowing what to do. All right, last question of the quiz. Creating an action plan for year 11 will help me because it will help me to see my goals for year 11 and know how to achieve them. It just won't help me. It will help me to know where to go for help if I need it, or I can reflect back to make sure I'm focused on my goals throughout the year. All right, so let's go. It's red, it's yellow, and it is green. So it will help you to see your goals and know how to achieve them. Further, it's going to make sure you know where to go for help if you need it in reaching those goals. And it's also a physical copy of your goals to help you remind yourself and stay focused throughout the year, or however long you want to keep yourself to set these goals. So please no one think that it will not help you, because we wouldn't ask you to do something that's not going to be beneficial to you. So hope you like that quiz. It's not as interactive as we'd like because I am sat here doing a video, but hopefully we had a quick recap in our mind from it. So today's task is taking control of your future with an action plan, like we've discussed. So I would really like you to create an action plan of your own. It's going to include your own personal strengths, so skills you may have spoken about in the past few sessions doing the activities. Your own areas for improvement, so these might be areas where you need to improve. I've just said literally what it says there, but something that you want to improve about yourself, a skill that you might not have yet, something you want to achieve in school when you start back in September, etc. So it's really personal to you when you're looking at areas for improvement and setting targets. So please don't be put off if I haven't just mentioned something you're thinking about. It could also be thinking about ideas for post-16. This is really important because no matter what stage you're in of Key Stage 4, so that's towards the end of school in terms of years, but ideas for post-16 is really important to start thinking about, because some people might think something's for them and they don't consider any other options, and then they found out it's not for them in the end and they haven't considered anything else. So really thinking about it now will help you broaden your mind in terms of options and really taking the information about these options to make the choice which is right for you. Also, lastly, on this action plan, we want to know who and where you can go for help with careers or any other issues you have put on your action plan. And if you're feeling unsure about any of these, please take a moment to contact me or any of the other DBP members of staff that have led these sessions online. So the point of recapping everything today is because we aren't actually going to be covering anything new. It's all things that you have covered over the past 5 sessions. You should hopefully feel comfortable with it already, but like I said, if you don't, please contact myself or my colleagues at DBP. So this is the worksheet we want you to use. As you can see, it's only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes we want you to fill in. It's not like we're asking a lot of you. And like it says there, this plan is going to help shape your Year 11 journey, or maybe your journey for next year when you start school back in September. And it will really be a physical copy of something to you to look back on and remind yourself. And also, like it says on the sheet, please think about yourself honestly when filling this out. Be realistic with yourself, because when we're setting goals, it's important to be honest and realistic. You wouldn't ever want to set a goal for yourself that you'd never reach. Let's say, an example, I can't swim, but I'm going to set myself the goal within a month to swim the English Channel. So in a month, I'd need to learn to swim. I'd need to learn to swim long distance, and then I'd have to go in the sea and start swimming. And in a month, I don't think that would happen. So that would be an unrealistic goal. So just be realistic and honest with yourself as to the goals you set. And if you set yourself a goal that's easy, you've smashed it, set yourself another goal. This isn't permanent. If you achieve these goals on this action plan, you can start thinking about what your next goal will be too. So, like I've just mentioned, please do email me if you have any issues, or email any of these lovely people here, so Sophie, Stuart or Eric. We all want to help you whenever you need us. And also, if you want a physical copy of this, you can email us and we can send it over. Alternatively, you can screenshot the next slide. And I'm going to turn my camera off so that you don't have to see my face in the bottom corner of your action plan. Right, okay, so you can screenshot this. Hopefully you can get a screenshot of it and put some text boxes in there to fill it in. So what I'm going to do quickly is stop this share and quickly go to the Word document that I had it on. This is what you would get if we emailed it over to you. So I'll just quickly zoom in. And it's like what we had on the PowerPoint. So your strengths, so 3 strengths of yours, so 3 skills you have, and 3 goals. What would you like to get better at? Do you need to be a better organizer? Do you need to get better at timekeeping? Do you need to improve your team skills? Do you need to get better at working as a team player? So there's a few ideas there. So second goal, we want you to think about after you've thought about 3 areas for improvement within yourself. is what you would like to do when you leave school. And hopefully you can look back on to session 4 if you're getting stuck on that, because session 4 is the post-16 session. Okay, after that, what can you do to make sure you achieve these goals we've spoken about? So thinking about effort at school, attendance, work experience, your own attitude. So this is the part where it's important to be honest with yourself. Do you have any barriers within yourself that you think you need to try and avoid reaching these goals? And lastly, thinking about who can help you. So I think that if you take the opportunity to fill this out, it would definitely be worth sharing what you have put in your action plan with one of us, because then we can have a look at it, see if you have filled in the different parts properly. Not that I'm doubting people, but sometimes you might feel unsure and you want a bit of extra reassurance from one of us, and we're happy to receive that over email. So yeah, basically that is the last thing we ask of you for this program. I'm just going to head quickly back to the PowerPoint to finish up with you. So summary of what we've done in today's session is you have just recapped everything that you've learned over the past 5 sessions with us, and you've done it in a quiz. Your score on the quiz will indicate how much you may have been paying attention to the videos. If there is a lot of wrong answers, maybe it's worth going back over the past few sessions and looking at what you missed. Okay, you should have considered over the past 5 sessions your own strengths, areas for improvement and personal goals, because that's what you're going to put into your action plan. And that's what I'm leaving with you, to create your own action plan, take your future into your own hands and take control of it. And that's it. Well done for completing these past 5 sessions. Not quite fully done. We do want the action plan from you, so please do email it over if you want an extra pair of eyes to have a look. But in the end, well done for completing these 5 sessions. That's the end of it, really. Doesn't have to be the end of your contact with us at DBP. You've got our emails there. If you want more support, do contact us and we will do our best to be there for you. So that's the end of the sessions. Thank you.